and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be filming the my first time tag. So before we get into the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so that you are notified when I post, and let's jump into the video. Okay, so the first one is my first time breaking a bone. Now, I have broken many a bone over my 22-year lifespan so far, but the first time was when I broke my leg, and I broke it in two places. I broke my tibia and fibula straight through. I was roller skating at my cousin's birthday party, and I wasn't even trying to like do a cool trick or anything. I literally was going to get my cousin because she didn't want to skate. She wasn't comfortable skating. And I was like, but we're all skating. Like, you're the only one sitting over here. Like, we all need to do it together. And so I'm like going over to like try to get her. And as I like go to stop, my feet come out from underneath me, and the weight of the skate literally twisted my entire foot around. And so like this all happened in like a split second, but it felt like forever. I like looked down, and my like foot is faced towards me, and I somehow know to like put it back around, which the doctor said later, like, that was amazing of me to do, because I could have been in I could have had a lot more trouble during my recovery had I not done that. And I wasn't even like sad about it. I wasn't like crying. I wasn't in pain. I think it was adrenaline and everything like that, but I literally was like perfectly fine. The only time I started to cry was for two reasons. First, I was crying because my cousins and everyone just looked so concerned that I was just like, okay, maybe I need to like cry, because this clearly isn't a good thing. And everyone around me feels this way more than I do. And then I started crying because the paramedics started to cut my jeans, my favorite pair of baby fat jeans. I was sick. I said, And so yeah, I started crying about that too. And then it was just like a horrific night. I was at like a hospital that was absolutely horrific, horrendous. It was the worst night ever, but you know, I got through it. And I ended up being in like a leg cast for about 6 months. Like, it was the worst accident I think I've ever had. Okay, so the next one is first celebrity crush, and I would say mine was either Bow Wow or Chris Brown. Probably more Chris Brown though, because who didn't crush on Chris Brown? But yeah, I wasn't the type to have like posters in my room of like my celebrity crushes or anything like that. I don't know why. It could have been my parents being like, don't put anything on your wall. But also, I don't know. I just was never really that girl. I don't know. But yeah, it was probably either Chris Brown or Bow Wow. Okay, so my first job. Horrible memories. So I got a job as soon as I turned 16. I think it was like a month after I turned 16. I got a job at Regal Cinemas. RIP to that, because that was the worst job ever. Like, you would think working at a movie theater, oh, it's easy. No. First of all, I worked primarily in the box office with like the worst customers ever, yelling at me as if I made them late for their movie, as if I made the theater sell out. You're coming to see like Star Wars, you're 30 minutes late and it's opening night. There is no seats, Karen. But no, that was like the worst. They would yell at me like, oh, and I would just be like, so are you gonna buy something or not? Like, I was very matter of fact with it, because you're yelling at me, but I have no control. Do you want to go sit on the floor? Like, be my guest. Go buy a ticket to something else and go sit on the floor and see how that does. Like, you know what I mean? I can only do so much as a box office worker. And then working the concession stand is just it's too much. It's too much, because people are, again, late for their movies, and now they're rushing you to get their popcorn, and it was overpriced, and we had to upsell every single time. Like, if you think that we're saying that for our benefit, we are not. We don't want to upsell you, but we do have secret guests that come in, and if you don't upsell, you get in trouble. So yeah, it just wasn't really a fun job. And then ushering, like, you have to clean up people's food, and people are nasty and leave like popcorn spilled everywhere. And it was not a fun job whatsoever. And it was late nights. I was literally working until like 11:30 midnight on school nights at Regal Cinemas. Where are the child labor laws in that? Please tell me. I would love to know. So my first friends in college. So since I've been to college on two coasts, I will give you my first friends for both of those, but I won't count my community college. So when I went out to California, I ended up meeting two of like the greatest people and one of my fastest like friendships ever in my friends Malia and Maddie. Malia was my roommate. She was from Hawaii. So dope. Like we got along instantly. And then we went to like this, it was like a get to know you for the freshmen basically, and just like the transfer students, just like if you were new and in the dorms, it was like a party for all of us. And we met this girl named Maddie, and we were like the three amigos from that moment on. We literally wanted to go get food, so the three of us just wandered off campus and decided to go to this like Jack in the Box or whatever, because that's huge in California. And we're like halfway through the trip, and one of us asked like, do we know where we're going? And all of us are just sitting there like, no, we thought that the other one knew where to go. So like I don't know, we just stayed up till like 3 a.m. talking, like best friends. I love them so much, and I still talk to them today. And mwah, if you guys are watching this, love y'all. So when I came to Temple, I had a lot of acquaintances because Temple's very cliquey. So I didn't know where I would fit in. And if you don't know me and I don't know you, I tend to be very shy and very just like reserved, and I just kind of like watch and stuff like that. But my first best friend at Temple was Drew Shipley. I never had somebody within my major doing successful things like better than what I'm doing, but yet still pushing me, still humble, still supportive, still like you can do it. And that is what I found in Drew, and I love him. I will love him forever for that, because he really showed me that like he really showed me that I can do what I want to do within the realm of journalism without like changing myself or forcing myself to be something different. He's like, no, like you can do what you want to do, make it yours. So I know you're probably watching this, Drew. Mwah, I love you so much. So my next one is first tattoo. So I got my first tattoo on the low. I was, I believe, 18 or 19 years old, and I had just come back from California, and me and my best friend Tori, we wanted to like go get them together. So we went, and I have a tattoo on my shoulder, and it says I am worthy. It's my one and only tattoo because I've never gone back to get another one. I want to, but we'll see. But yeah, I got on the low. My parents didn't know until about like 2 years later. My mom literally found out last year that I had a tattoo. It's because I was wearing like a spaghetti strap shirt, and I was laying on my bed, and she like comes in my room to tell me something, and she's like, what's on your shoulder? And I literally like forgot. My biggest regret with this tattoo is that I didn't put it on the front of my body, because I wish I could see it more, and I can't. And I honestly forget all the time that I even have it. But yeah, that was my first tattoo, and I got it on the low because I'm such a rebel. No, not smart. Ask your parents first, kids. So my first plane ride, I would say, I don't really remember my first plane ride, to be honest with you, but it was to California when I was about maybe 4 or 5. We were going to a family reunion, and we went to Disney, and I know I have pictures from that moment. And my mom says that like I was going through the airport with like a little suitcase. Like I was probably so hyped, but I don't really remember it, but that was my first plane ride. So my first car is something that I still have to this day. It is a Ford Focus. She's so cute. She's silver. She's small, but like that's all I really needed in a car. Like my next cars, I want to like be able to lease something. So it'll probably be like a Jeep Wrangler or something really like a truck, an SUV. Like I like big cars. But yeah, no, my car gets me from point A to point B. She's cute. She has a great stereo system, so I be bumping. And yeah, I love her so much. Oh, I don't have a name for her, but she's amazing. My first concert. So my first concert was, I went to a Macklemore concert, and I think around like 2012, 2011, and it was at this college near me, Lafayette, and it was like their springtime concert. And this was like my first time ever being at like a college to like college party. I mean, we were in like 8th grade, 9th grade. So like I hadn't really been that far out. So we get there and like it's general admission too, mind you. So we all run up. We were like one of the first people there. We run up to like the barricade or whatever, and we're like second row, I believe, either second or first row. So then all these college kids start coming, and like we're not realizing that like we are like small and in the front and getting squished by all these like college like seniors and juniors and stuff. And it was just a mess, and they're drunk, and we didn't even like put all that together. And so at some point it got like really claustrophobic from one of my friends. So we like went on the side a little bit, like out of the main like area, but we had gotten rained on. Like it was, that concert was an absolute wreck. But I remember once we were like on the side and Macklemore came on, like I was bumping. I used to listen to Macklemore a lot back in the day. So I was full on, my concert was me and Macklemore only. And I remember this lady was like, you know every song, like you know every word to every song. And I was like, yeah, like absolutely. And then I know I got to say hi to like Ryan Lewis when he was like walking off the stage, which was cool at the time. I don't really care. I don't even know where Ryan Lewis is currently. So, but yeah, it was great. It was a great first concert, honestly. My first sport, so I would either say it was cheerleading or dance. I don't know which one of those I started first. It could have been all at the same time, but I really love both of those, and I wish I stuck with them longer than I did, but you know, life. First piercing. So my first piercing, I don't remember because I was like a week old, I think my mom says, and I got like my ears pierced in like the hospital before I went home, basically. And then after that, after growing up, the piercings on my ears got like lopsided because of how like, I don't know, I guess how my ears grew, whatever. So I had to go back and get them fixed when I was like 12, so that they put like a second piercing in on like the opposite sides to make them even out. So I remember that one, and it hurt a little bit, but it wasn't like the craziest thing in the world. I have a high tolerance for pain, so it didn't really bother me at all. But yeah, that was my first and second piercing. Okay, so we are now to one of the last questions, which is first time drinking. Legal or not legal? No. First time drinking was New Year's Eve, or I think it was actually New Year's Day at that point. It was like 2013, 14, and my friend invited us over, whatever. It was me, Lauren, and my friend Tori. And we were at Lauren's house, and we were like going to bed at that point, and she's like, my sister has chocolate vodka in the closet. And we were like, oh. So we start drinking, and we got like tipsy-ish. It wasn't even that big of a deal, but I just know at the end of drinking, we were just like, me and Tori were like, we want Oreos, we want Oreos. And Lauren was not about trying to give us anything. She was like, go to bed. And me and Tori were just like, well, now we're like tipsy. Like, you know how like you're young, you're just like, I'm so tipsy. It was like one of those moments. But yeah, that was probably one of my first times drinking. Just really stupid. And honestly, we didn't last at all. We probably started around like 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe like 1:30 at the earliest. And we were definitely asleep by like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we really weren't doing anything, but we really thought we were. We thought we were hot that night because we were drinking on New Year's Eve. Whatever. Okay guys, so that was a wrap on the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, learning a little bit more about me, exposing myself. What else is new? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, beauties.